guys, it's Kes here from Dragonfly Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about vision boards. It's just something fun that I thought we'd give a go today. I've been doing a few videos lately about setting realistic goals and trying to get through the endless task list that we have as people in general. Going through and doing my declutter series and those sorts of things. So I thought it would be interesting to share my vision board, then have a bit of a chat about it, maybe inspire you guys to have a bit of a go at setting your own goals and your own expectations for yourself for the year as you go through. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a mum of two teenagers. One is 18, so he's technically an adult, and the other one is 16. Both my kids are on the spectrum. And on top of that, my husband and I run a small company, which is pretty exciting. So anyway, let's get into it. That's enough about that. We'll start into the vision boards and see how we go. So on the top left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a purple flower. Purple flower represents my garden. As people who run a gardening business, I don't always get a chance to do my garden, so I figure that it would be really nice for me to be able to spend some time in it and work out what we're missing and what we need to do to refresh it. We've had our house for about 12 to 13 years now. So the garden being, tended to is an ongoing weekly chore. But having a bit of a refresh and a revitalizing of the space would be really awesome. So we have that. Just below that picture on the left-hand side in the first column, we have a paint roller, which is indicative of me painting my house. So I have had, as I said, my house for about 12 to 13 years with my husband and my two kids. The colour that it was when I bought it is not the colour it is now. Not because I've painted it, just wear and tear. Grubby hands and, pets and those sorts of things and chips and all those things happen. So I'm really looking forward to painting and refreshing the space this year and having it a little bit more grown up. The kids are a lot older now, so those colour choices that I wanted when we first moved in have changed somewhat now that we have two young adults in the house. And just below that we have date night, which is basically a reminder for myself and my husband to get out at least once a month and have a date night, a proper date night. So like not a board meeting over dinner and not talking payroll in the car and those sorts of things, but a proper date night where we are connecting together as a couple and as friends and as individuals. So date nights are really important to me. So we're just allowing ourselves that space to be able to communicate a little bit more regularly in that sort of, that zone. Obviously, as people who work together and then having teenage kids, alone time can be a little bit sparse. So it's really important to have that happen. The top of column 2 is more of a company goal, which is to expand our fleet and to replace our last old car. So that is hopefully going to eventuate this year. In the center, we have somebody with their back to us and a YouTube banner just behind the 2024. And that is a little bit about my channel and that I want to grow my community and have a bit of fun with the channel and work out what we want to do and basically what we're about. I'm still finding my feet and, it's really exciting for me to just try new things. So that's there. Below the 2024, we have health. That's my word for the year, but we're going to come back to that one in a minute. Underneath health, we have invest, the investment block. So investing time, investing space, investing finances, all of those things towards the goals that we want. So that's what investment's representative for me. So I want to invest in my garden. I want to invest in painting my home. I want to invest in my relationship, invest in my YouTube channel, invest in my health, those sorts of things. In the top of column 3, we have some people walking. So walking for me is really important. I like to walk my dogs when I can. So I want to make that a bit more of a regular space this year. So walking my dogs in the evening and mindfulness walks for myself in the mornings. I like to walk between 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Because I get my best thinking done then. I like to pop in an audiobook or a podcast or, just some music and just to have a walk by myself. So that's a goal of mine this year, is to keep focusing on that because it's for my mental and physical well-being. Underneath that, we have, right down the bottom, we have a lady who's smiling in an ice bath, and that is for 2 things. One is to keep my sense of humour, because I think that's really important. And 2, I freaking hate cold water. I mean, I fucking hate it with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. I don't do cold. If it's under 24 degrees in the tropics, I don't get in. I just don't like it at all. But I've been doing some reading, and I have been looking at testimonials and all the stuff on the nervous system that I can find about temperature change and drastic temperature change, and using cold water to shock the system, and it helps promote better moods and breathing and those sorts of things. So anyway, I'm thinking to myself that it's probably worth a try, and that I need to just put my big girl panties on and get over my fear of cold water and just literally dive in. So I'm going to start with baby steps this year and get in when the water is a little bit cooler in my pool, and then hopefully work towards doing an ice bath by the end of the year. I'll probably hate it. Yes, I will definitely film it because it'll be funny as shit. But yeah, that's one of my goals. Next, we have a plate of yummy, healthy-looking food. I know it's not KFC. So I am looking at reigniting my love of cooking a little bit more. For the last 2 years, we've been working at starting up our own company, which means that we've been going for what's convenient and what's doable in our space, not necessarily what's good for us. So that's something that I'm going to focus on a little bit more, and just stepping back and letting the kids, take care of dinner occasionally, and, all the things in the kitchen, like making it not such a big deal. Like, good food, don't make it a huge deal. Don't overthink it. Just, chuck together some food. It's yummy. It's tasty. It's fine. So I have that. Underneath that little square, I have a cruise ship, which is really exciting because my best friend and I have made a pact that we're going to catch up on a cruise ship this year. We've had our, long story short anyway, guys, we had kids around the same time. So there's 3 weeks between our eldest children, and there is, 3 weeks between our eldest children, and about 4 to 5 months with our youngest. So our kids are older at the same time. And then on top of all of that, we have hubbies that get along like a house on fire. So anyway, she lives in Queensland. I live in the Northern Territory. We're going to meet up. We're going to have ourselves a great old time on a cruise ship. The kids are old enough to be holding down the fort. By that point, I'll have a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old. And so will she. So that's the goal this year, is that we're going to do a cruise. So we're going to try something new. We're going to get our old folks on and go on a cruise. Hopefully have way too much good food and lovely drinky poos. Lastly, I have my my last panel is romance. So I need to remind myself, and this is not for lack of romance in my relationship, because my husband's romantic, but it's about me romanticizing my life a little bit more. So enjoying the garden, enjoying the mundane of doing up the house, enjoying cooking a meal, looking forward to something like a cruise, enjoying the sunrise when I'm going for a walk. It's about romanticising my life a little bit more. Enjoying those special moments with my husband and my kids a little bit more, and just being a bit more mindful. And yeah, it's about my mindset. So I have that. And then lastly, as I said, I would come back to the word health. So health for me is right the way across the board. So it's the health of my garden, the health of the structure of my home, the health of my relationship and my date nights, the health of my investments and my time balance, the health of my physical being and my mental health, well-being, the health of my channel, the health of my relationship with my puppy dogs and my walking and those sorts of things, the health of the food that I'm putting into my body, the health of my downtime, my rec time, and my relationships that are outside of my family, and my healthy mindset, basically. So that's my word for 2024 and everything that underpins my vision board. Last year's word was haven, which was about setting a space and setting physical space, emotional space, and space in time for people to be welcomed into my place of being. So my space, my physical space, and my emotional space. So that did me fairly well last year. And yeah, from there, my new vision boards kicked in. So if you're wondering how I utilize this, I will put it as my screensaver on my desktop. I put it on my screensaver on my iPad, which I take home with me, and I put it on my screensaver for my background on my phone. So I use those. If you're unsure on how to do that, there's plenty of YouTube tutorials out there on how to access Canva or your domain and whatever platform you want to use to do your vision board, and then put it on your background on your different devices. I won't get into that today. But yeah, that's a bit of a quick synopsis on my vision board for the year and what I'm owning and aiming towards. Yeah, if you feel like it, share your own vision board or your goal for the year or your word for the year, or just say hi. Have yourselves a wonderful week and set smart goals and things that aren't too stressful for you. Smart, achievable, time constraints. That's pretty much what I'm going for here, guys. These are the things I want to do for the year. I'm going to start them at different variations of time, and I've got my own little routine that I want to do. And yeah, we reevaluate at the end of the year. It's a little bit of fun, but nothing too serious. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.